Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? Well, I'm trying to recoup from that chainsaw injury that I acquired last week, and I'm doing okay. I'm able to walk a little bit, but I ain't able to get down on my knees for a couple more days. I don't want to push my luck. Anyway, I'm over here at the old Cape farm, and I'll show you some of the old pictures of old farm equipment that used to be here. Such a pretty day. I'm hobbling around, but I'll show you some of the old stuff here, sitting in these old woods and thickets here that in a month it'll be growed up, you can't even see them. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll show you a little bit of this old farm. Well guys, we're back over here at the Cade house. I've done 2 digs over here. I ain't found nothing but some old trash around this yard, and it got so wet and muddy every time I come over here. I just never could get into it. But I'm gonna show you some of the stuff here. Here's the old smokehouse. I guess that's what it is. You just see how old it is, how it's made here, how the wood's stacked and cut. That's pretty old. You don't see that anymore. That's like the old log cabins. And over here, we're back at the house. This old house was built in 1925. I reckon the original house that was here before it was built in the 1850s. And I reckon it burnt down around 1923 or something like that. And I reckon the family of they had about 7 or 8 kids that I was told that they lived here in these old outbuildings in the barn for a couple of years till they built them a new house. So it's been a very nice house, but as time goes on, kids grow up, parents grow old and die. That's just part of life. And the kids just they couldn't hang on to it and pay each other off, so I reckon that's a story for all of us. They had to sell this old farm, and it's been sold a couple of times. And you can just enjoy it here. The front here is a nice old house. It's so full of vinca and ivy vines here that it's about to take it over. You know, if we walk around it here, you can see it's a rough place. Here in a little while you wouldn't be able to dig. But here's the old cabins here. I reckon there's 2 old cabins that they brought in here and reassembled that they acquired in the area. And I'm gonna take you in some of them. This here's not a cabin. This is just an old storage barn. I believe it was a tack room because it's plumb full of old horse tack, just old stuff that just going back to nature, just rotted away. What's left. And you can see around here on the floor, there's all kinds of a little bit of this and a little bit of that, just old horse reins, old bits, and I don't see no saddles or nothing. All the good stuff's gone a long time ago. It's just odds and ends here of a farm it once was. This was a working farm at one time. I'd say they had hands working it, and who knows, back in the original when they come in here, it might have had some slaves on it. I don't know that for sure, but you can see by the logs made here, it's pretty old. It just amazes me to see this old stuff. This is farms of the past. This'll all be gone one day, bulldozed under for progress, subdivision or a mall, who knows. But you can see there's the 2 cabins they brought in here. And we'll go over this other outbuilding here next to the one I was just in. I guess it's an old harness for a horse, workhorse. Looks like to me an old workshop at one time. Just some old odds and ends that really ain't worth nothing, just storage now. Old sewing machine, parts to an old stove, old grease bucket. Looks like an old hand lathe there with parts missing on it. Looks like the walls is just old. It's just old. Snaky looking too. You see the outside here, it just amazes me how the old timers built this stuff. These logs were made to last. Whole trees just cut up and chopped in place by hand and placed there. Just amazes me the time and the labor that they put in this. Now here I'm going to show you some of this old farm machinery back when they pulled it with horses. The old rakes, old cutters. You don't see that no more. These need to be in a museum. They're just going back to nature, laying around here. And you don't even, in another month, you'll not even see none of this stuff. It'll be growed into a thicket to where you can't get to it. Now put your thinking caps on this one. I didn't even know this was here. I dug around there in them old weeds. This looks like an old hay baler. You can see the old shafts and the plate there where the bale slid down. You can see the old sprocket chain there. I don't see chains like that. There's the old levers where they engage it and disengage it. That amazes me, but it's just vines and nature's taking it back away from us. That was a lot of manual labor pulling them things. I'd say they cut a lot of hay in these fields with it. There's part of an old rake that went with it. You can see the old locking mechanism with the levers where you put it in what speed and what gear you want or whatever there. There's the old seat they sat in, trying to beat that mule or horse to pull. The old wheels on it, old steel wheels, old sprockets. It's just amazing, this old stuff. Here's another old rake right next to a fence line. It's about growed up. It'll be growed up pretty soon. You won't even know it's there. That's pretty old horse stuff. And here, this looks like there's a plow laying there with a rim on it in the front. I don't really know what that is back there in the back, unless it be another rake or something. It's kind of mangled up. There's old steel wheels on it. It's just old. And here, laying around here, is an old buckboard, they used to call them, old work wagons. They work around the farm, they haul hay and supplies and work around with. This one's, I can't believe it's in this good a shape. It's got an axle on it, it's got some wheels on it, but it's rotting away to nature. It's in this thicket. Just amazing to see this old stuff anymore. You have to pay money to see it anywhere else. Here's another the frame of a wagon, but there ain't no axles or wheels on it. Evidently they collected them. That old guy that built them cabins must have brought them in here or something. I don't know. They'd been rotted a long time ago. They've just been neglected for the last 50 or 60 years, I guess. Here we're at the barn. You can see there's the old conveyor belt where they throwed hay on and took it up into the loft. This old barn's old too. See how the old logs are handmade, stacked in there and cut, locked in. And here's an old wagon here in it. Looks like vines has grew up and took it over. It's better shape than one we just looked at, but they're just old wagons, just rotting away. Old work wagons, field wagons. There's the other old barn. I guess that's where they fed the cattle, hogs, or whatever. It looks like where they put the hay in and they'd feed the cattle at. The old barn. Still not too bad a shape though, but it's old. These are a thing of the past. How much history and years has went by this barn. Here's the back end of it there, and this amazes me. There's about 4 old work wagons in here, and they're not too bad a shape. They're out of the weather. I guess that's where he worked these fields years ago. He had to have a lot of mules and horses. But they're beautiful, ain't they? And here we go back around here to the cabins here. Here's one of the cabins that I reckon was bought in the area and brought in here about 50 or 60 years ago. And you can see it's neglected. The old man that brought him in here, he died about 20, 30 years ago. And it just what was his pleasure, somebody else's, just letting it go to pot. But you can see they put aluminum windows in it. And what amazes me, they built these chimneys here. These chimneys are handmade by rock. You know, look at that. I mean, it's just, that's a dying art right there. And here's looking inside it here. They really nothing but just old junk, leftover junk in it, nothing in it. But what's nice is the woodwork there. See how it's still good shape. There's the old fireplace on the chimney that we looked at on the outside, and that is one nice fireplace. Somebody put a lot of time in that. When you pan around, it's still in good shape. Just the roof stays on it, it'll last a long time. Well, we're back around here with the other one there, where we just come from that one. And this one here, basically the same as the other one. Just got old neglected stuff on it. Really nothing worth nothing here, just junk. But you can see here that somebody put a lot of pride in this old cabins at one time. They put roll out aluminum windows in them. Them's old windows. Back in the 60s, I guess. But the cabin is, I'd say the wood's probably 200 years old that they brought in here and made when they reassembled it. And we're back around the old house there. I'm going to show you the farm here. It's probably close to 200 acres here. It's beautiful. Just beautiful, just to be at. It's part of this big old ridge that I've been working. It's a mile or 2 miles long. There's probably 500 or 600 acres of that ridge, and this is 200 acres of it. And it's just off to the side of Bullet Ridge, if you know what I'm talking about. You've been watching my videos. So there it is. It's a nice old place. Now listen guys, subscribe if you like his channel now. I really appreciate it. I like to explore a lot of stuff. When I get better, I'll be digging. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time in the old Tennessee woods.